So this is a video aimed at the customer side of things for when getting quotes for their display replacement. So in the last few years, Apple have gone down the OLED route, the same as what Samsung and Huawei and LG have done for a few years before. So the iPhone 10, 10s, S Max, 11 Pro and every other model upwards from the 11 Pro all uses an OLED display, whereas the other previous models and the iPhone 11 would use an LCD, which is similar to this construction here, which is off an iPhone 8. So when you're getting quotes, you're probably getting something between, I don't know, say for an iPhone 10, between £50 and say 120, 150, depends on where you go. And the reason it's such a drastic difference is because some people are using LCDs on an OLED device. That's not a huge problem. It's just you should know what you're getting for your money. So with an LCD construction, I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of it and pros and cons, just a brief overview of what the differences are here. So with an LCD, you've got the back here, which reflects the light back onto the display, and that reflects this diffuser, which has a strip of LEDs on the top. And this, as long as the phone's on and you're looking at the display and the display's on, this bank of LEDs is on all the time regardless. Doesn't matter if half the screen's black, whatever, these will stay on all the time. So that fits in there roughly. And then you've got the actual display, which has the image through these flex cables. And then this light will shine through and reflect off the back there, so you've got full brightness. And then you have your glass on top of your frame, so you've got something like this. With an OLED panel, it's this really thin display panel. There's no backlight, so every individual pixel is lit up by themselves. There's no backlight, so when you're looking at a black display, everything black, the pixels aren't lit, which means you're potentially saving battery life, whereas if fitting one of these, your battery life's decreased by about 10 to 15%. So on top of this OLED display is the touch panel. This registers your touch, and then you've got your glass. So straight away, your first problem, I know it's not 100% fair comparison using an iPhone 8 because they are a little bit thicker, but straight away, look, you know, if you see how thin that panel is there, we get rid of that. That's the OLED construction. This is the LCD construction. That should be a bit more compressed. And again, the iPhone 10 LCDs aftermarket are a little bit thinner than this. But look at that, huge difference. So another thing for the customer to bear in mind is there's different types of OLED panels as well. So they come in categories called pulled, refurbished, soft and hard. And the pulled means it's pulled from another device, so another iPhone X, iPhone 10 has had a problem with the motherboard, so the tech has taken that display off, and that will be sold on as a pulled display, so you've got a genuine display fitted on your device. You've then got refurbished, which is stripped down to its components like this, and the original display is kept, and a new glass and touch panel and frame is installed over that. So again, you're getting the genuine display. Then you come to a more, I say budget-friendly option, a slightly cheaper option of an aftermarket soft OLED, and there's hard OLED. And the difference between them, soft is there's more flexibility in this. So if you drop your device, the actual display will be able to withstand a bit more punishment, say, compared to a hard one, which doesn't have any flex in there. So if you do drop it, as well as breaking the glass, you can potentially destroy the display as well. So you're saving a little bit more on the hard OLED, but potentially you can break that easier. So you've got to weigh up the pros and cons of each. Again, like I said, fitting these LCDs, I don't like doing them, but for someone who's budget conscious or they simply can't afford to purchase an OLED, it's fine. It's just that you should know what you're getting. So when you're getting quotes to replace your display, ask them, oh, is it an LCD or an OLED you're fitting? If they say OLED, say, oh, is it a genuine one? Is it a soft OLED? Is it a hard OLED? If you're going down the OLED route, for the sake of an extra £10–20, avoid the hard ones. I never fit the hard ones, never. I used to, and I've gone away from that. And also with the LCDs, there have been some reports on the forums which people have opened up the phone because it's had a display replacement, and the techs found that the phone's burnt inside, and the ones that have burnt are always LCD. We can't prove if it's because it's the LCD and it's got a slightly higher current draw going through the thin flexes compared to what it's designed for, or if it's just bad fitting. But no one has ever seen the same issue using an OLED panel. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just to go through why you're paying more here. You're paying for parts that are purposely made for that phone rather than this stuff, which is designed for another type of phone. You know, these are designed for everything for the 8 Plus downwards, and with the one exception, the normal iPhone 11 that uses LCD. Again, just know what you're buying.